Roof failures often feel sudden and unexpected. One day everything seems fine, and the next day there's water inside the building. In reality, most roof failures don't happen all at once. They develop slowly, often over months or even years. In this session, we're going to explain how commercial roofs typically fail, why those failures often feel like they come out of nowhere, and what usually causes small issues to grow into major problems. This is an educational session, not a sales presentation. The goal is to help you understand what's happening on the roof, so planning feels more predictable and less stressful. We hear this phrase all the time: the roof was fine yesterday, and that reaction makes complete sense. From inside the building, nothing looks wrong until water appears. Roof problems often stay hidden for a long time. By the time a leak shows up indoors, the issue has usually been developing quietly above the ceiling. That delay is what makes roof failures feel sudden, even when they aren't. Roof problems are easy to miss for a few key reasons. First, they usually start small. Early damage might not affect performance right away. Second, many issues develop below the surface, where they can't be seen without a closer inspection. And finally, water doesn't always show up immediately inside the building. It can take time to work its way through the system. What you see inside is often delayed from when the problem actually started. Commercial roofs rarely fail everywhere at the same time. Instead, they tend to fail in specific locations. These are usually areas with details, transitions, or repeated stress. Failure happens gradually as stress builds in the same places over and over. That's why most roof failures are slow-moving problems, not sudden events. Certain areas of a roof handle more stress than others. Problems often start near drains and low spots, where water collects. They also show up around penetrations like pipes, vents, and HVAC units where materials meet and move differently. Seams, edges, and areas with regular foot traffic are also common trouble spots. These areas aren't defective. They just work harder than the rest of the roof. A small crack by itself usually doesn't cause a roof failure. A small puncture on its own typically doesn't either. Problems develop when small issues are left alone and allowed to grow. Over time, those small conditions combine, weaken the system, and eventually lead to leaks. That's how roofs usually fail. Deferred maintenance doesn't usually happen because someone ignores the roof. It happens because of budget limits, time constraints, or incomplete information. When known issues aren't addressed, minor problems grow, repair costs increase, and overall risk goes up. Deferred maintenance is one of the most common contributors to roof failure, even when intentions are good. Water is one of the biggest stressors on any roof system. Roofs are designed to shed water efficiently. When water stays in one place, it adds weight, increases wear, and looks for weak points. Over time, standing water accelerates aging and makes existing issues worse. Drainage problems are often a key factor in roof failures. Roof materials move more than most people realize. They expand and contract daily as temperatures change, seasonally as weather patterns shift, and at different rates depending on materials. That movement puts stress on seams, flashing, and penetrations. Over time, repeated movement can weaken those areas and create openings for water. Many roof problems come from work done by other trades. HVAC work, electrical work, and general foot traffic can all impact the roof. Most of this damage is unintentional. Crews are focused on their own work, not the roof system. Even small damage matters. It can lead to leaks later and, in some cases, affect warranty coverage. When a leak appears inside a building, it's often not directly below the roof problem. Water doesn't follow straight lines. It can travel under the roof system, move along insulation or decking, and appear far from where it entered. That's why leaks often feel confusing and hard to trace. Many roof failures feel like bad luck. In reality, they're usually predictable, gradual, and tied to known stress points. Once you understand how roofs typically fail, those events feel less random. That understanding changes how teams plan and respond. No roof is completely problem-free. Preventable doesn't mean no repairs, no issues, or no surprises ever. It means catching problems early, before they grow into major failures. Managing issues early is what keeps roofs performing longer and more reliably. Inspections don't prevent problems by themselves. What they do is provide information. Regular inspections help teams spot patterns early, track changes over time, and plan maintenance more intentionally. Inspections reduce surprises and support better decision making. Reactive work almost always costs more in the long run. Emergency repairs tend to be larger, more disruptive, and harder to budget for. Planned maintenance doesn't eliminate emergencies, but it reduces how often they happen and how severe they become. Studies consistently show that a large percentage of premature roof failures are linked to neglected maintenance. This isn't about blame. It's about understanding how small issues grow when they aren't seen early. Preventing major roof failures doesn't require deep roofing knowledge. It requires consistency and communication. Regular inspections, clear documentation, addressing small issues early, and coordinating roof access all make a real difference. These steps help teams stay ahead of problems instead of reacting to them. When teams understand how roofs fail, decisions feel less urgent. Budgets become easier to explain and justify. Conversations are calmer and more productive. Knowledge reduces stress and leads to better outcomes. Most commercial roof failures are not sudden surprises. They develop over time, follow common patterns, and can often be managed earlier. Understanding those patterns makes roof management more predictable and less reactive. And in most cases, failures are preventable when issues are addressed early. If you're looking for more practical roofing information, you can visit nationsroof.com. There you'll find educational articles from the Roofline Bulletin, on-demand webinars, and plain language resources designed to support planning and decision making.